Hello everybody, this is GamerGar. Welcome back to another video of Stardew Valley. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing with yourselves some more really cool tips that will enhance the way you play the game. So it took me a while to make this video because I had to scrummage around the bowels of the internet to find these tips for yourselves, but they are really good. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button and subscribe to GamerGar. I'd really appreciate it. So let's get into the very first tip of this video. As you all know, when you're hoeing up your ground to plant your new seasonal crops, sometimes the scarecrows or the rarecrows can get in the way and you can hold them up as well, and sometimes this can be very irritating, especially if you have scarecrows planted in very specific ways. But did you know if you put a tile underneath your scarecrow, it won't actually move when you hoe it, just like this. So rule of thumb, if you're putting down your scarecrows or your rarecrows and you have them set up in a very nice way and you don't want to move them or any items, for that regards, just place them under the tile and you'll be good to go. Next up, did you know that if you have no friendship points with Leah and you want to get into her cabin, you can do so in winter. You just have to make sure that it's past 10 AM and before 6 PM, and you can enter her cozy little house and give her gifts or just talk to her anytime that you wish. You can only do this in winter. So just rule of thumb, if you are working on friendships and you want to give Leah something during winter, you can go into her house, no problem at all. But when it comes to spring, summer and fall, you do need a couple of hearts to get in there. Same goes for Vincent, of course. You can actually enter his lovely cozy cabin in winter at the same times, of course, after 10 AM and before 6 PM, and you can talk to him and give him gifts as well. Just some useful info to have if you want to get friendship points up with Vincent as well during the winter. He's a lot more accessible, than trying to get him during spring, summer and fall. Next up, let's talk about the most profitable recipes in the game. The number one recipe by far is pale broth. All you need is 2 white algae to make this recipe. And this recipe will give you a lovely 100 gold profit every time you make it. That's right, a 100 gold profit. All you need to make this is white algae. White algae is super easy to get, especially if you spend your time fishing or killing slimes or enemies. All you need to get the recipe is 3 hearts with Marty. So you can actually grab this at the very start of the game. Mary loves diamonds, of course. You will find diamonds when you venture down into the mines. And she also loves other things as well. Also universal loved gifts such as the rabbit's foot, the prismatic shard, golden pumpkins, the pearls, and things like that. The great thing about pale broth is that it's a magnificent moneymaker at the start of the game if you capitalise on it. So if you focus on Mary for just a couple of weeks, get her hearts up the tree, and then go to level 20 in the mines here. I found this to be the best place for it. And just fish up white algae to your heart's content. Next up, let's talk about another overpowered profitable recipe, and this one is bread, and you can learn this on the 28th of summer from the Queen of Sauce, of course. So here's the great thing about bread. Every time you convert a wheat flour into bread, you are going to make yourself a 50 gold profit. Now 50 gold might not seem like a whole lot of money to you, but if you have a farm literally filled up to the top with hundreds and thousands of wheat, you can turn some serious profits. Now you can purchase wheat off Pierre in summer and fall. The great thing about wheat is that it will easily transition from summer to fall for you, so you don't have to worry about hoeing up the ground or making new plots of land. Wheat is just so good. It only costs 10 gold to purchase a wheat seed, and by the time you're finished, you're selling bread for 60 gold, you're making a nice 50 gold profit. So my best advice for you is that if you're struggling with money and it's the end of summer, just go to Pierre with whatever money you have and purchase tons of wheat. Get as much wheat as you possibly can. Plant that wheat. It only takes a few days to grow and it will survive when you go into fall as well. Put all the wheat into a mill and you're going to get back wheat flour, and you can put as much wheat as you want into the mill. It will process that for you very quickly. It'll give you back tons of wheat flour. What you then is just go into your house. Now you need one house upgrade to get access to the cooker here, and just make as much bread as you want. Now you can also keep the bread and use it as an energy food. It's not too bad. It gives 50 energy and 22 health. My advice is to just sell it and make that nice lovely profit with the bread. Look at all the money I made here, and that was just a small handful of bread. That was just 872 pieces of bread. You could easily make that amount if you purchase tons and tons of wheat. That's the kind of profits you can actually get yourself. It's a huge profit increase when it comes to that recipe. Next up, let's talk about some of the best fish ponds in the game. And without a shadow of a doubt, the lava eel fish pond is really good in terms of profit. Now, the lava eel can be quite the difficult catch. It is one of the hardest non-legendary fish to pull up out of the waters, but it is worth it. Now, a lot of people, when they catch lava eels, they sell them for money, and you can do that. It's a great way to make money. But if you have a few fish ponds lying around the farm, by all means, throw a lava eel into it. And the fish pond can take up to a population of 10 lava eels. So what I have here is I have a roe. I also have aged lava eel roe. That goes for 1064 gold if you put roe into a preserve jar. If you don't want to process the roe, you're getting 380 gold from the fish pond, and the lava eel itself is worth 700 gold. So when it comes to making really good profits in the game, the lava eel fish pond is a great passive money maker. All you have to do is just collect the roe and process it each day to make a real nice profit. The more lava eels you have in the fish pond, the better odds you're going to get real nice items like spicy eels also, and magma geodes. Combining the burglar ring along with the savage ring is a real nice way to farm lots of loot from enemies, because the burglar ring means you're going to drop double the loot, the savage ring means you're going to get a speed buff when you kill an enemy. Combine that with the hot java ring and the napalm ring, which means enemies will drop triple shot espressos and coffee, and the napalm ring means that enemies will dissolve ores around them and nodes when they die, making your killing capabilities much more effective. The best place to utilise this method to make tons of money from monster loot and of course coffees and triple shot espressos is to take a monster musk and just go into the mines and farm dust sprites. Not only are you going to get tons of coffee and triple shot espressos, you're also going to get coal, which is another valuable resource. So if you just go down into the middle section here, which is the kind of the 40s, with the monster musk, you're going to see tons of dust sprites like this. The best thing about here is the napalm ring has a chain effect, which means if the napalm ring kills an enemy, that enemy will explode. If that explosion kills another enemy, that enemy will explode. So you can very easily chain up huge amounts of enemies using the napalm ring, especially dust sprites because they don't have a whole lot of HP. So if you come across huge amounts of dust sprites like this, even just regular enemies, and you destroy them with the napalm ring, as you can see, a lot of the areas around you extend far beyond your current combat radius. This means farming monster loot becomes very lucrative indeed. You can look at all the items I'm getting here at the moment. I'm getting bombs, slime, coal, jades. I'm getting eggs because I have a slime hutch on my farm. I'm getting so many items that I can sell. I'm going to make so much money at the end of the day. I'm also going to end up with hundreds of coffees and triple shot espressos because there's just so many dust sprites down here. So I'm just showing you footage here of areas that I got that had lots of dust sprites, and I did get quite a few number of areas. As you can see, sometimes when you kill an enemy, a huge explosion happens because of the great chain effect of the napalm ring. Look at all the dust sprites here, for example, you know, and just look at all these items they are dropping. Also, if you come across soil that can be hoed up when explosions occur, that soil will be hoed up, so you can get really good things too, such as, you know, big seeds, and of course the occasional cave carrot, so you can make your lovely root platters and whatnot. So it is a nice ring combination. It's something you should definitely try if you're looking to farm loot for monsters. Speaking of farming items, let's look at the Haymaker enchant that I have on an Infinity Blade here. You can put the Haymaker enchant on any blade or weapon that you wish. What's great about the Haymaker is that when you destroy regular weeds, there's a chance you're going to get hay back. And if you have a silo on your farm, that hay will automatically teleport to your silo. So it is a great enchant just to have on you when you're walking around exploring. If you come across weeds like this, by all means take out your lovely Haymaker enchanted weapon and go to town on these weeds. Not only do you get back lovely fibre and the occasional big seed, but you're also getting back hay, which means less trips to Marnie for you, which means you're saving a lot more money. Now, I just showcased the mutant bug lair there, but another great place to stock up on fibre and of course hay with enchant is floor 81 of the mines. So I am going to leave the video there. I really hope you enjoyed this one. As per usual, the next Stardew Valley video will be uploaded in a couple of days for you to watch and enjoy. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit the subscribe button to make the GamerGar community grow. Christmas is coming up, and when it does, we are going to have some really cool events planned for you. So in the meantime, I hope you have a great day, have a great Christmas, and I'll see you in the next video.